Vietnam War, a battle that shook the world. Hello guys, how are you? Today let's explore one of the most intense and controversial conflicts of the 20th century, the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War began in the mid-1950s and lasted until 1975. It was a brutal and complex conflict fueled by the global Cold War rivalry between communism and democracy. After World War II, Vietnam, then under French colonial rule, fought for independence. In 1954, Vietnamese forces led by Ho Chi Minh defeated the French at the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. This led to the division of Vietnam at the 17th parallel, with a communist north and a U.S.-backed south. The U.S. feared the spread of communism across Southeast Asia, known as the domino theory. So, beginning in the early 1960s, America sent advisors and soon after, troops. By the late 60s, over 500,000 U.S. soldiers were fighting in Vietnam. But this wasn't a traditional war. Guerrilla warfare, thick jungles, and elusive enemies like the Viet Cong made it unpredictable and exhausting. Short story, during the Tet Offensive in 1968, North Vietnamese and Viet Cong forces launched a surprise attack during the Vietnamese New Year holiday. Though the U.S. and South Vietnamese forces managed to push them back, the offensive shocked Americans watching at home, and support for the war began to crumble. Meanwhile, back in the U.S., protests raged. College campuses erupted with anti-war movements. Iconic songs like "And Give Peace a Chance" echoed through rallies, and trust in the government began to collapse. In 1973, the U.S. signed the Paris Peace Accords and began withdrawing troops. But the fighting didn't end. In April 1975, Saigon fell, marking the end of the war and the beginning of a unified communist Vietnam. The human cost was devastating. Over 58,000 American soldiers lost their lives, and millions of Vietnamese civilians and fighters died. Entire regions were destroyed, and the long-term effects of chemical weapons like Agent Orange are still felt today. Quote, "The first casualty of war is truth," minus a reminder that in war, reality often becomes the first victim. The Vietnam War wasn't just a battlefield struggle. It was a clash of ideologies, a test of public opinion, and a wake-up call to the horrors of modern warfare. From the dense jungles of Vietnam to the protest-filled streets of America, this war scarred a generation and reshaped the world. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned as we uncover more powerful stories from the past.